the millisecond.
Hi, welcome to the Six Sigma video series, where we take the long, drawn-out, mundane aspects of continuous improvement and Six Sigma and pack them into robust, short video series that can make a huge impact on your daily business.
Today we'll run through the process maps in continuous improvement, looking at the applications, methods of process mapping, which include benefits of final process documentation, improvement opportunities, as is versus to be, and then finally workshopping and Kaizen facilitation, which are process maps that are in progress. Our team utilizes input and output process maps, so looking at the various inputs that affect what the outputs might be, in addition to cross-functional maps, looking at the various roles and responsibilities of a process throughout various stakeholders. Here's an example of cross-functional map looking at various departments of marketing, operation, field sales, and more, and then implementing some of the disconnects and where the process is inefficient. Very important throughout the continuous improvement to identify these disconnects, tweak the process, and come up with a final process that makes sense for the business and the operations. There's also a variety of platforms that our team may utilize to put together a process map. That might be Excel, PowerPoint, Visio, Mural, and others. And we can easily put together the current state process map and then the end state process map, and we'll get into that in a moment. Here we're looking at a simple process map for someone who might be an everyday problem solver. Maybe their full-time role is not a green belt or black belt type level, but they want to pursue making continuous improvements throughout the organization. Then we've got the converse, which is the complex process mapping. And this is a similar diagram utilized for engineering, but looking at providing training in a step-by-step process map with very clear roles and responsibilities. Looking at the as is versus to be, or the final should map, we'll see on the left-hand side here where some of the process disconnects are identified. We can go clean those up in the current state and move it over to the should map, which is a very clean output of the process. And keep in mind that we don't always need to analyze the entire process. Here, you can see on the right that we just took a simple snapshot of the end portion of the process to analyze, and we're tweaking that particular portion of the process to try to make it a little bit more efficient. Finally, here's an example of a workshop facilitation of process mapping where we will identify and document the process that is current. We will identify defects or disconnects, and then we will clean that up by brainstorming the improvements, adding or tweaking them into the current process map to make the final should map and a very clean process map that workers can utilize moving forward. So to wrap this short video up, we've looked at utilizing process maps throughout continuous improvement. We've identified utilizing methods of process mapping for the current state and then for future state. We've looked at the benefits for identifying disconnects or problems and moving that into a final process map. And then we've also identified utilizing process mapping through workshops, Kaizen events, and the in progress to identify where we are and where we could be. We hope this has been helpful in your pursuit to become more of an everyday problem solver in continuous improvement.